for people who want to join and get the training. This project will be at the first phase free for more committed people, and then we'll go into more depth into it. Let me check the sound first. I know it's today is Valentine celebration, so happy Valentine for the people who's celebrating, and for the people who's not celebrating, also happy Valentine. Unconditional love level. Let me see the sound. I'm going to introduce a bit more the Unconditional Love project and the idea about it. Let me see. Didi, she's here. Welcome, Didi. I think the sound is good. The sound is good. Alright. Alright. So I mentioned before in one video earlier, and for the student who join us in the Ascension platform training and Monday practices and the workshops. So I've been working on this receiving the calling for this project for a while, Unconditional Love project, and it's part of bringing this a new golden age that the Lightworker and Pillar of Light always aiming from their heart to bring this peace and light to the earth. Yet the Unconditional Love frequency, it is one of the highest frequency that now we start realizing that it's very required to manifest actually this golden age, this peace era. And the way that I received, it goes into many levels. Hello Didi. So we'll go the first phase for only committed practitioner, committed people. And as I mentioned, the project will be completely free, or if you want to call it contribution based. Of course, I will welcome your contribution if you feel supporting, so we can initiate that project to even further. Once it's initiated, it go to the next phase will be completely free for everyone who want to join. I'm going to make it more simplified in the second phase. So the first phase is not really simplified. Will be more for the committed people, and I will mention why. So basically, I started once Unity project a few years ago, and the aim was at that time is, if you know our story, the war or the conflict was available in the Middle East, where it reached at that point to the very, very high conflict. You know, the story of the wars at that time and so on. And you know, when in the Ascension platform here we are connected, and we always ask what we can do on the energy level, what we can do on the high frequency behind the what we see on the physical reality. And many vortices, important vortices, that vortices is where energy can be hosted and uplifted. On the Middle East, those vortices were important, and many people, who knew about those important vortices, the place, the energy, and everything. And the conflict was all over about taking those places. As you can see, it created those many aeons of times of war in these areas. So my guide and many of our higher connection, we received that one of the way is not to fight the fight, is actually to bring peace and light to the land. That's one of the highest way of how you can transform the space and the energy and bring peace back. So I started Unity project, and many of you guys joined me. And then, you know the result. We actually achieved an important result. I'm not going to mention it right now in this intro. I'm going to mention it in the training and go in more details. This intro only for people who's receiving the calling and feeling this calling, that when Pillar of Light working together, I'm going to be the way shower, basically the one that who received the calling and asking for your joining. When we all, the Pillar of Light, who anchor this energy, calling for this unconditional love with pure intention, and there is a bit of a certain way of meditation and practices I'm going to guide through, and anchor it into our system, and anchor it into the first density and second density elementals, which is crystal, essential oils, plant, all those high frequency holding consciousness that's available on the earth. So with Pillar of Light and those consciousness from the mineral kingdoms and plant kingdoms, we're going to create a heart-made vortices in our places. I'm going to guide you how to do that. I've been trained to do that, and this is my role. And for the people who knows me, work with us for a while, they know that how we work. I work with the vortex. I work with the Lightbody and activation, and I've been working with many of the higher guides, spiritual hierarchy on the earth for this purpose. And I received this calling now to initiate a next level beyond the Unity project into the Unconditional Love project, and can go very wide when those Pillar of Light join to anchor this frequency and support it with crystal and those second density plant kingdom essential oil and plant roses and flowers, and then create a node of connections into this unconditional love to be spread. I'm going a little bit more on now in depth in terminology and advanced spiritual terminology. So if you guys not into this terminology, you might sound new. If you are receiving the calling and understanding where I'm going through, then that means it's the calling for you. The sign up will be available in the video. And then I'm calling for the first phase for really committed, aware Pillar of Light who knows from their heart what does it mean bringing that frequency through them and through the crystal and the plant, and create this grid, this new field of energy, that this energy will be available, the unconditional love. And once we create that for a sequence of time, I'm going to do 1 hour training, free as I mentioned, or contribution based as I mentioned, mostly on Sunday evening. We're still exploring how we'll do that. And then once we do this 1 hour, I will explain all the spiritual technology basically and how to can do together. And we need the heart and the consciousness and those crystal and those plant and essential oils, even incense also can hold the frequency. I'll explain in details how the technology works. And then we'll build this field of unconditional love. Once we have a sufficient energy, I'm going to do a transmission and channeling with the Pillar of Light, and we're going to basically communicate with the Mother Gaia. Not only with Mother Gaia, with, I feel in my heart, not only with Mother Gaia, I'm going to communicate with the higher consciousness elemental of Mother Gaia. Oh, I'm feeling it, okay. And present the project. And I've received calling and from the archangels and many higher guides that once we initiate and enough people join and anchor enough into this field, this unconditional love, and build this field that I'm talking about, the unconditional love project, and I present it to Mother Gaia and elementals, we will get the permission, we will get the clearance, we will get the opening. And some higher consciousness elemental will support into the ley line. So for you who knows, who guide the ley lines, we're going to speak with them basically and present this project that we are calling for unconditional love, and we build up this field, and then it will open up. And once it open up, there is initiation will start happening. We're going into a level of initiation, and more of those high realm forces and guidance will join. And Archangel Shamuel specifically, to be honest, was part of guiding this, and Archangel Zadkiel in one of our connection and transmission, he extended the support once this happened. You have to know that it's two sides always. The anchoring, the Pillar of Light opening and making this available energy through their vessel and embody it and work on it will allow this calling, this project to be supported from all directions, from the earth itself and from the elementals who guarding the frequency of the earth, and from higher realms and higher guidance and higher consciousness from on many levels, from Ascended Master and Archangelics and even the star families. And then from there we'll go further into learning and experiencing and becoming more a practitioner on how we can utilize this unconditional love field into manifestation, into healing, into bringing a new frequency, the golden age that we all know, that bringing this peace, bringing this harmony. And then we'll go into the initiation and more training, crystal grid training, ascension training, light body activations, and so on. But this project will be the core where this amount of energy will be available for us and to the earth, and it will expand our connection on all the levels. So I hope that I explained with a bit more advanced terminology, I can tell, but for the people who understand in their core, in their heart, that being a pillar of light, this is your calling. This is the first phase. The second phase will be, I'm going to mention more simpler terminology. I'm so looking forward for many pillar of light joining, anchoring this energy, get the training, activate those crystal and those second density consciousness, expand the field, anchor it on the grid of the Mother Earth, calling the Mother Earth, bringing the guardians and the elementals, and then getting the clearance and the support from the higher realms. And then let's see what will open. That is the plan, that is the project that I received, and I hope right now you guys, if you feel the calling, you join. I'm going to put the link for sign up. So we'll have more private training and meditations and activation and transmissions. It could be like 1 hour, and I'll answer your question. I will provide as much as possible. You know how I love to support guys. So the sign up will be available in a few seconds, or it's already, if you are in Ray Watch, it will be in the comment or in the description. Sign up, please join, and then I will send an email, and when this training happen, it will be more private webinar on or some talks and videos in groups, in Facebook group. So far I've received at least we need 20 pillar of light to initiate the project first. 20 pillar of light who's aware of what's being said right now, and how deep this project can go and how expansive and powerful it can reach. So much love and gratitude for all who received the calling. And Didi, she's mentioning right now, calling received. Yes, thank you Didi. And for whoever who's watching right now, the links are available. Sign up. As I mentioned, it will be free, and it will be a few more webinars and training and meditation, and some of them will be recorded meditation, will be provided for daily practice and homeworks, basically how we can anchor this together, and how I will guide you how to. This is my specialty, basically. I work in the energy field, basically, and not only in the astral. I go into the higher realm also. That's but being trained for a while with my higher guides, and receive the calling that I know the pillar of light will hear the calling and they feel it, and they will join. 20 pillar of light minimum to initiate the project, and then we'll go to phase 2. Much love to you, and connect with you after, if you sign up and we received your connection for when the next first training will start it, and the webinar and the meditation. Much love to you. The sign up will be available. Talk to you soon.